To start out Chapter 10, we're going to be talking all about circles. And this is going to be pretty much entirely a geometry review. So a circle is the set of all points in a plane that are a distance r from a given point. So you have a point, and then you have that green line r there, and then that circle is made by drawing that r out however many times to form that circle. Specifically, we call that point in the middle the center of our circle, and we call that line r our radius. The standard form of an equation of a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. And the key features here is that our center is the coordinate hk, and our radius is denoted by that letter r. So as long as we know the center and the radius of a circle, we can graph it and we can make an equation for it. Also, if we want to transform the circle or move it around a plane or change its shape, if I wanted to shift it, I would change the center. That's going to move it left, right, up, and down. And the radius, if I change that, that's going to make it bigger or smaller. Key thing to remember is that all circles are similar, so if I change the size of the radius, the shape will stay the same. It just increases or decreases in size. So first, let's start out simple here. What's the equation of a circle with the center -4, 3, and a radius of 4? Using standard form, I'm going to plug in all the information that I have. So the h represents my x-coordinate of the center, k represents the y-coordinate of my center, and then r is my radius. Notice here that since the equation is x minus h, y minus k, when I plug these into the equation, it's going to look like the center of, the coordinate of the center changes sign. So x minus -4, I'm going to rewrite as x plus 4 squared. Y minus 3 will stay the same. 4 squared is 16. So this is going to be my final answer. Now I want to know what's the equation for a translation of x squared plus y squared equals 9 by 4 units to the left and 3 units up. And I think that it's easiest to kind of do this by sketching out a picture of it. First, starting with my original graph here, x squared plus y squared equals 9. I don't see any x minus number or y minus or plus a number, so that means that my center didn't shift at all. So my center of this circle is at 0, 0. My radius would be the square root of 9, which is 3. And how I would graph this, I'm going to draw a center at 0, 0, and then I just count out 3 units to the left, down, right, and up, and then I just kind of connect them from there. Your circle is never going to be perfect, but this is kind of a good enough sketch of what we need. Now what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to go to the center. I'm going to move the center 4 units left, and then 3 units up. So this right here is going to be the new center at -4, 3. They didn't say anything about my radius changing, so I'm going to keep that the same. So I draw 3 out in every direction. Now I can write an equation for my new circle. My new circle has a center at -4, 3, and the radius is still 3 there. So plugging that into my equation, the equation of that new circle would be x plus 4 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 9. So finally, last part here, the last question that we do in this might get a little bit tricky. I'm going to have an equation of a circle given to me, and I want to figure out what the center and radius are. In part A, I'm already given this equation in standard form, so this will go pretty straightforward from here. Using kind of the equation of my circle formula, I'd have 16. Y plus 9 I could also think of as y minus -9. And then the square root of 144 is 12. So the center of my circle here is 16, -9, and the radius is 12. A simple way of doing this without having to rewrite anything is you could honestly just look at these and think, okay, I changed the sign. So I look at this and see, okay, I have a center at +16, -9, radius of 12. I'm just showing you the long way to show why the signs change when we go back and forth here. And I'd be done there. That'd be it for my problem. If I see something like part B, this gets a little bit trickier. I have x squared plus y squared plus 8x minus 10y equals 8. And I don't have my equation in standard form, so something that I'm going to want to do, which we have not talked about since chapter 4, is complete the square method. So I'm going to break this down in a couple of steps here. How I would want to go about this for these kinds of problems. First, I'm going to match up my x's and y's, and I'm going to make sure that that constant number is on the other side. Here, my 8's already to the right side, so I don't have to do anything with it. I'm also going to kind of leave a blank space because remember when you complete the square, you're adding this magic number to make it a perfect square binomial. Once I'm at this step, I'm going to add that magic number, which as a reminder is b over 2 squared. So for my first magic number here, I take 8 over 2 squared, which is 4 squared. If I'm adding 4 squared on the left, I have to add it on the right. 4 squared, as we know, is 16. Same thing here. I'm going to be adding negative 5 squared on both sides. Negative 5 squared is 25. Now I'm just going to kind of simplify from here. So I have x squared plus 8x plus 16 plus y squared minus 10y plus 25 equals 49. And now notice what numbers multiply to give me 16 add up to give me 8. Oh my gosh, I could rewrite this as x plus 4 squared. This is starting to look like a circle equation now. What two numbers multiply to give me 25 add up to give me negative 10? That would be negative 5. And then I have equals 49. Now I have a problem just like in part A, where I'm in standard form. I could more easily be able to tell what my center and radius are. Looking at that equation, the center of my circle is negative 4, 5. My radius would be the square root of 49, which is 7.